Welcome. I'm Cassandra, and this is your general and love forecast for April 2018. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So, real quickly, I'd just like to put out there that this is a general reading for the masses. This is for mass consumption, so sometimes this reading can resonate fully with you. Maybe sometimes only part of it will resonate, and sometimes none of it will resonate. So do keep in mind this is for the masses. It's not like a personal reading. A personal reading should resonate, unless we're speaking of, what's coming in the future. That can't always resonate with you, but this is a general reading for mass consumption. So typically the way this works is, more times than not, I'm speaking to the people that truly need to hear these messages. So if by the time I get through the first row, if it's not resonating with you, you might want to find another video. If everything's going great for you, find another video. I can't always help it, but I'm drawn to the people that need help, that are in a bad situation, that need help. So if your life is almost perfect, I'm definitely not the reader for you. So, now that that's said, just move along. Okay, so for our first card, this is Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We have the Strength card in the reverse position. So automatically this makes me think that some of you are definitely letting fear get the upper hand on you. Yeah. This isn't good, because we don't want fear controlling our decisions, because this can really affect our life in a major way. And anytime it's reverse, fear is getting the upper hand on us. And it's natural to have a little bit of fear, natural. But we don't want to become obsessed with the fear. We don't want to constantly pay attention to every single fear. And because the more that we pay attention to it, the more that we give life to the fear. And then we can attract more situations to us that, we'll need to fear. So, yeah, if you're feeling a bit fearful, it's okay. Just don't let it get the better of you right now, okay? Try to refocus your thoughts on the positives. And I try to remind people that, when energies like this are occurring for you, it's better to refocus your thoughts and literally count your blessings. No matter how big or how small, cut the pessimistic attitude crap out, okay? I'm a Virgo, so I know all about being pessimistic, but there's a time to turn that shit off, okay? Sometimes we just got to get our head together and in order, and we've got to refocus our thoughts, because our future is, hanging in the balance, so to speak, pretty much for everyone. But, again, we want to refocus our thoughts. We want to be focusing on the blessings in our life, no matter how big the blessing, no matter how tiny the blessing is. I have had so many pessimistic people write to me, through emails, through comments, and they're like, I don't have anything to be feeling blessed about. My life's horrible. I'm stuck in this situation. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And it's like they can't even see themselves. They can't even hear themselves. It's like you're stuck, and you're keeping yourself stuck because you refuse to see that there's always another way. I understand that certain situations and certain people, they do get stuck in bad situations. But there will come a time where you can get out. But if you're too scared, then you won't be able to get out. But there is always a blessing, no matter how crappy of a lot in life you may feel you're in. Are you breathing? Yes. Whether you think so or not, that is a blessing. Are you healthy? That's a blessing if you are. Are you eating tonight? If so, that's a blessing. You know, do you have children? If so, it's a blessing. Even if they're acting like spoiled brats, they're a blessing. You know, not everybody can have children. You got to look at the positive side of things. And you got plenty of positives. You just need to take a look around. Refocus your thoughts and realize that, you know, there are blessings around you. And when you can focus on what is good in your life, it can help pull you out of this, you know, fearful state of mind. And it can then attract more things for us to be feeling blessed about. Okay, sorry, I kind of went off on an epic rant there, but, you know, it needed to be said, you know. We don't want to get caught up in this fearful thinking, because fear can, it will paralyze you if you allow it to. And we do not need to be paralyzed. Okay, to clarify, we have the Six of Coins. So this is the card of generosity, and also a card of a bonus. So sometimes this can indicate that someone, you know, generously gives you money, or something, you know, that has financial value. Or sometimes this can indicate that someone offers to loan you money. But overall, this is, you know, someone that's doing so out of generosity. And so that is a positive, you know. So even if you're at a tough time, it looks like that there is somebody that's willing to help. You know, this could even be about getting a loan. Some of you could be trying to get a loan, and if that's the case, this is definitely a good sign. Just stay positive, and, you know, like I said, when the fear starts creeping in, make sure to refocus your thoughts. Like I said, no matter how big or how small those blessings are, if you focus on them, you will bring more blessings into your life. I'm serious. If you don't believe me, give it a try. Keep doing it. You know, it's not a miracle cure, but it will work. The more that you do it, the more that it can change your life in a very dramatic way, for the best positive way possible. I mean, just give it a try. What do you have to lose, you know? Okay, so this would be circumstances. We have the Seven of Swords in the reverse position. So this can be many different things. Overall, when I see the Seven of Swords, this is definitely indicative of sneaky type of behavior. So if you're not sneaking around, then, you know, take a look around to see who is. But this is your circumstances, so you guys are aware. Now, the Seven of Swords also can indicate deception, betrayals. It can also indicate theft. So yeah, this is definitely one of those cards that when I see it, let's make sure that every window is locked, every door is locked. You know, if you got a skylight, make sure that that is locked, you know, things of that nature, because, you know, getting your home burglarized can always fall under this particular energy as well. But theft in general, you know, this could be plagiarism, you know, at your job. So there's definitely a need to be careful on when it comes to sharing your ideas, your projects, you know, anything work related, you know, because plagiarism can come up here, where someone may try to take your work or your ideas and then take credit for them So yeah. And this is also the card of, if you've been sneaking around, especially in something like an extramarital affair, this is the type of card where you will get exposed. So, if you're doing some sneaky type of crap like that, this is the card that, can very much expose what's going on. Yeah, you wouldn't want to develop a bad reputation that can follow you for life, So, do be careful, but this can indicate getting caught, because even when it comes down to, say, someone trying to steal from you or rob you, or even a extramarital affair, with the Seven of Swords in reverse, something is always left behind, and it's always left behind on accident, but it's also proof that something is shady is going on, something that is just sneaky and not right, deceptive, is going on, So for instance, like in regards to, extramarital affairs, this is where you could find a pair of underwear or a bra, or, say a man's tie or undershirt, or something, This is where something gets left behind on accident, but it starts the exposure, so to speak, the exposure process. So, and a lot of times, especially in regards to theft and plagiarism, there's always something that's left behind, some sort of evidence, that something's been taken. And so a lot of times the thief will come back and try to recover what they left on accident. So, yeah, definitely be on the lookout for that. But I'm definitely feeling that for a lot of you, that this would be work-related. It's either work-related or personal life-related. And then to clarify, we have the Priestess in the reverse position. So this would certainly indicate that perhaps maybe you've had a gut feeling about it, an intuition, and maybe you just simply thought you were, being fearful, or like, oh, that would never happen. Sometimes this can indicate that sometimes you just decide to flip that intuition switch, that, our higher mind. Sometimes you just switch it off because you prefer to use your logic and your intellect rather than listening to your higher mind. And we really don't want to do that, because when the High Priestess is in reverse, she's basically saying, you need to take a closer look at this situation, because there is something going on. There is something that there's more than meets the eye, okay, about a particular situation occurring. So it's kind of like a puzzle where you really need to look underneath the surface. You need to dig deep, because there is most definitely a situation that you need to look deeper into, but you need to flip that switch back on. You need to listen to your gut feeling. You need to listen to your intuition, your higher mind. You really need to pay attention. It may not be what you want to hear or to think about the situation, but you do not want to avoid it, because your intuition is trying to tell you something. This situation, you need to look deeper into it, because it's like a puzzle, and you're slowly putting it together. But you need your intuition to continue putting it together. Because if you just use your logic and your intellect, then we could miss quite a few puzzle pieces, and then it won't be fully complete. And hey, if something's being hidden from you or stolen from you or you're being lied to, don't you want every single detail? I mean, I know I would. I want the full picture. I want to know. So there's definitely a deeper meaning behind all of this. Now, this would be the focus. We have 6 of coins. Again, this is the card of generosity. This could be the card of, someone offering you money to help you out. This could be the card of someone giving you a loan. Or someone may just decide to give you a gift that's money or something that has, financial value. But more times than not, this is someone who's generous and, they do us a solid. They help us out. So some of you might be looking for some extra resources. Some of you may need a loan to get you by. And this is very positive because if you need help, it's definitely available. Now, we clarify and we get the Devil card, which is the Capricorn card. So some of you could actually be a bit addicted. We could call you a workaholic. So, but overall, the Devil is about karmic toxic relationships. They could be romantic or platonic. Addictions, fear, obsessions. The Devil is a very sexualized card as well. So a lot of times there can be a sexual type of addiction with this particular card. But, in this day and age, there are so many addictions, it's just crazy. So, perhaps some of you may be letting an addiction or an obsession or a fear get the better of you. Maybe some of you are fearful and you're obsessing over a work type of situation or a financial situation. But you don't want to obsess because that's really not healthy. And you definitely don't want fear controlling you. And so it's definitely making sense that we started out with the Strength card in reverse. Because I'm feeling that this is fear for most of you. I'm feeling like a lot of you are fearful that you're going to end up destitute and completely broke. But that doesn't have to be the case. Some of you absolutely don't want to have to ask for money. Because you guys are just absolute workhorses. You're all about making that money. And so you definitely don't want to have to ask someone for money. So some of you are probably making yourselves pretty worried by thinking in a negative way, letting fear control your mind. But you need to realize that you see how this man is in this cage, but the door is wide open. But yet, body language, he's definitely scared, he's fearful, he does not trust. But that cage is open. He could get out at any point in time, but he's just not looking up. So the bondage, the so-called cage, the shackles, they're all an illusion. It's an illusion. You're not really stuck. You're not really stuck. You may feel like you're stuck, but you're not. Okay? Now also, if you happen to have an addiction, now would be a good time to try to kick that addiction. It's okay to be addicted to work as long as you can learn moderation and know that you need to take a break from time to time. I get it, but sometimes we just need to take a chill pill and take a break, okay? Because if we push and push and push ourselves, we will push ourselves past the point of exhaustion. Mentally, physically, emotionally. When we refuse to take a break, the universe can come in and say, here you go, here's a nasty little cold. Now you got to take a break. And look, now you're not going to enjoy this break. You're going to be sick. Now I can hear some of you Capricorns like, I ain't going to let no cold get in my way. I'm still going to work. But this is where a cold, just a simple cold can even get worse, because you need to learn to take that cue that you need a break. So if you try to take a break here and there, as much as you may not want to, if you can take a break, it will help you out, and then you won't have to worry about getting struck down by a cold in order to, take a break. So yeah, you want to take a break by your choice and not by some nasty illness coming in to take you down, if you get my drift. Okay. So again, I feel that a lot of you are fearing and obsessing over a financial situation or a job. Now, this would be the card of your recent past or the energy that is currently passing. We have the Six of Wands in the reverse position. So, this is about us putting a lot of hard work into achieving a goal, and victory is what we're after. We want to achieve this goal and be victorious. And when it's in the reverse position, we are literally plagued by obstacles, delays, frustrations, and then it can just be like a big fat roadblock that just falls right in front of our face, where we feel like we just hit a brick wall. It can be really, really frustrating. And again, this is more of a financial card or work. It could be like a creative type of project or goal that you were after, but I'm feeling for most of you that it's probably around your work life. To clarify, we have the Ten of Cups in the reverse position. So for some of you, this could be a goal that you had for your family. It could have even been a financial goal in order to maintain a happy family. Now, Ten of Cups in the reverse, so this definitely indicates that there is an upset in the home. There's a disruption, an upset. Things are not going the way you want them to. It's our happily ever after. Our contentment is definitely delayed. Again, this is recent past. Sometimes this can indicate that something in the home is in need of maintenance, or something in the home breaks down, which I can definitely identify with this particular card myself, because my furnace is broke down. Yep. And finances are definitely tight for me. So, I think I'm on week 2 without a furnace. Oh, it's just absolutely great. And of course, we get snow in April. Oh, beautiful. Okay, enough about me. It's not about me. All right. So, yes, this can indicate that something in the home breaks down, or, a lot of times this can be a plumbing type of issue, something to do with water. Sometimes this can be, pipes that need to be replaced. Like my furnace, for instance, I'm pretty sure that some, condensation got in there some way, somehow. But again, not about me. Okay. But, yeah, this definitely indicates that something is going wrong with the home. Now, for those of you who may be potentially remodeling your home or having a home built, definitely need to be careful here. you definitely want to get a couple opinions before you get too far into the remodel or the build, because with this particular card, it can indicate not only a plumbing type of issue, but it could also indicate a structural type of issue to the home. So, especially if you're having a home built, you definitely want to have those blueprints looked over and get a couple different opinions, because we want to make sure that, you know, the structure of the home, the bones are really good, because when this is in the reverse, something can go wrong structurally, so that's never good. Now, this can also indicate that, a family has been through a very troubling time and perhaps a loss. And this loss doesn't affect just one person, it affects the whole entire family, so the home is upset for certain. And again, that was the recent past, or the energy that is currently passing. Okay, so this is the present energy, the here, the now. We have the Nine of Swords in the reverse position. So I refer to this card as the Nightmare card, because a lot of times, especially in the upright position, a lot of times people will experience nightmares. And if they don't experience nightmares, then they're experiencing sleepless nights and a lot of stress, a lot of depression, despair. There's always a loss associated with this card. Sometimes it can actually be a physical loss, but, sometimes this is more within the mind. Yeah. It's like we can take a mountain, a molehill, and make it into a mountain, where we can exaggerate things a little bit to where it's really not as bad as we think, but by the time we get done exaggerating it, it becomes huge, And not to downplay any of your issues, because some of you, it really does get bad. But with this card in the reverse position, this shows that we went through this loss, and this loss could have been, with a job. It could have been within a partnership. This could have been a business partnership, or this could be a relationship, say a romantic relationship, or it could be a platonic type of relationship. So it could have been a friendship or something with a family member. But occasionally, unfaithfulness can be indicated by this card, and you're healing from it. But it doesn't necessarily have to be unfaithfulness. It could have just simply been, that you were hurt by someone, and now you're healing. The healing process has begun. Now, for some of you, this could indicate that you had a surgery here recently and that you are healing from it. So that'll resonate with a couple of you. But overall, the healing process has begun. It can feel very slow, sometimes, like a turtle. But, hey, slow but steady wins the race. So just know that things will get better. Now, we clarify, and we get the Two of Cups in the reverse position. So this indicates a partnership of some sort. This could be a romantic partnership, but this could also be a platonic partnership. And it is out of balance. One person is doing pretty much everything, and the other person is just take, okay? It's not to say that it was doomed, but, it could have potentially been fixed, but, both parties got to want the same thing. Both parties got to want to fix it. Yeah, so to me, this seems like it's already done and gone for. So, But, yeah, this is definitely about a partnership, and things are unequal. It's also about a crossroads, where we're just simply just trying to figure, do I want to put any more of my time, my money, my energy, my love into this relationship or into, with this person, because they are just simply not giving and I'm doing all the giving and they're just taking. And so things are completely out of balance, and that does not make for happiness. And so, yes, loss. So, for a lot of you, this loss will be something around love, but it doesn't have to be love. It could be, it could be platonic love too. It could be romantic love, it could be platonic love, but this could also be a business partnership as well. But overall, the person in which this happened with, you would have been very close to them. It's almost like a special bond, but then that bond went to crap with it being in the reverse. Not to say that it's completely doomed, but for most of you, I feel like it just needs to go. It's not serving any more purpose for you. Not as it sits presently anyhow, because you're already healing from it, so you've dealt with it and you're moving forward. Okay, so this is the position of your near future. Here we have the Knight of Coins, and of course I used the word turtle, and here we are, turtle, slow but steady, wins the race. So, and that's very true. And the Knight of Coins, he is actually the slowest moving knight out of all 4 knights. This knight is the one that is the slowest moving, but sure and steady movement for sure. So this can indicate that you could receive a new job, or that a job opportunity could be presented to you here in the near future. This could also be a promotion. This could be a pay raise. This could be about a future sale. So, for some of you, you could be trying to sell your car. For some of you, you're probably trying to sell your house. The Knight of Coins, a lot of times, this is someone who is an entrepreneur. This is someone that could work with a bank. This is someone that could be a broker. This could be someone that definitely deals with like real estate. But overall, they are an entrepreneur. They're all about making that money. This could also indicate that you may be trying to apply for a loan, and you will get it. This is a very good card for a yes if you're trying to get a loan. And this can also indicate that you're trying to sell something. So it could be maybe you're trying to sell, an investment of yours, a share of it. Maybe you're trying to sell your home, a car, whatever it may be. Now, we clarify and we get the 8 of Cups. So, this is our spiritual quest type of card. This is where we are simply done with a particular situation in our life and we are walking away from it because we are searching for something with a higher purpose, something where we feel more fulfilled. We're going after something with a higher purpose. And so this can indicate you walking away or abandoning a situation. So perhaps maybe you might abandon a sale. Maybe you might abandon a job. Maybe you worked at a job for so long and you're like, you know what, I'm just ready to go in a different area. And it doesn't necessarily have to be your job. You know, this could be indicating, you know, that maybe this is going on in your personal life outside of work. Maybe you're walking away from a relationship. More likely a romantic one, but it could be platonic as well. If you feel that it's held you back, especially in the area of finances or your job, yeah, you could potentially be walking away from it. But again, some of you could walk away from a particular job as well. Maybe you feel like you've not been treated fairly. Maybe you feel like you just deserve better. Maybe you feel like there's got to be something better out here, because at the end of the day, I can do this great, but it just doesn't make me feel fulfilled. I don't feel like I'm truly making a difference. You know, there can be many different reasons for that, so okay, so this is your attitude card, and here we have the Justice in the reverse position. So, yeah, it makes me wonder, are you having some prejudices? Are you discriminating? Are you biased? Or are you being affected by someone that has discriminated against you, someone that held a bias towards you, someone that might be prejudiced? This is about the system being corrupt, so this can be like a judge or a lawyer being corrupt. This could also be like, you know, police officers, but this is the attitude card. So you may feel that someone did you wrong, okay? And you may feel that they did you wrong, and perhaps it was based off of a prejudice. Or you could just be looking at it like someone did you wrong, and that's it. So, we clarified, we have the Knight of Wands in the reverse position. So, anytime I see this card, this can indicate that things at home or at your job or both could be a hot mess, okay? And this can lead to a personal conflict. This can lead to issues with jealousy, for lack of a better word. Sometimes that's unfounded, sometimes it is founded, so. But this can also indicate that perhaps maybe you don't have as much confidence in yourself as you should. Maybe your self-esteem could be low right now. Maybe, you know, all of the problems that you've experienced at home or at work are just making you feel rather argumentative. Yeah. Because definitely don't get down on yourself. And obviously this injustice, shall I say, that's occurred, that's definitely where all of this is coming from. So the injustice was either in a home situation, a personal life home situation, or at work, or both. So that's where the injustice has stemmed from. It's either your home life, your work life, or you're experiencing an injustice from both. Okay? Justice in the reverse equals corrupt. But just know this, okay? Karma. Of course, I don't have a karma card, but let me tell you, karma never comes up in reverse, even if I did. Karma does not come up in reverse, and that's because karma is literally perfect. It's always working. I always say that karma is the bitch that never sleeps, because she's like the worst Santa Claus you've ever heard of. She's literally making her list of naughty people, okay? So when people do things wrong, you know, they will face it. We're not always present to see it happen, okay? But everybody gets theirs in the end. They always get theirs. So if someone has done you wrong, just know that Lady Justice, Karma, she's taken note of it. And don't worry, they will pay for what they did. Again, you may not get to witness this. You may not even know. For a few of you, you might get lucky and you might get to pop some popcorn and witness that shit. Excuse my French, but you know, hey. For some that get to actually see it take place, oh, that can be very fulfilling. But okay, I'm going to stop being a bad influence now. But hey, I mean, you know, when somebody puts you through the ringer like that, they got it coming anyhow, you know? And you just need to step back and let karma do her job, because she will. She absolutely will. She always does. You know, so just know that wherever you were wronged, whether in your personal life, at home, or at, you know, your work life, your career, or both, just know that things will be set right for you. It takes time, but don't worry. It will happen. Rest assured. Now, this is how other people see you. Here we have the Queen of Cups. So, she's a very emotional woman. And yes, that sounds funny, because everybody's always looking at Capricorn like, what feelings? But, you know, hey, that'll be our little secret. We already know. Capricorn, you guys feel the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. You guys are very emotional, but you do not let everybody see that. Only those that are truly close and trusted by you will see that vulnerability and see how emotional you really are. But you're not so quick to just let anybody in, and I don't blame you. But you guys are emotional. You just don't show that. You know how to detach from it. Yeah. But that don't mean you don't have emotions, because you very much do. Capricorn experiences the highest highs and the lowest lows. Let me tell you what. I ain't never seen anybody more miserable than a Capricorn moon that is broke. Oh my God. They are the most miserable people on the planet. I mean, you gotta have those finances. And when they don't, oh God, wow. Depression, wow. Let me tell you, I've seen it happen again and again. Actually, my daughter has a Capricorn moon. I've seen her go through it too, but I've seen many Capricorn moons go through it. Let me tell you, some of the most unhappy people in the world, if they don't have a job and they don't feel financially secure, oh, it's like the end of the world. Okay, now, Queen of Cups. She has a tendency to think more with her emotions rather than her intellect, and she's also a woman that's very driven by her intuition. She's typically a Scorpio, but you know, we are dealing with cups, so this could be Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, but I tend to stick with Scorpio. But this is how other people see you, so people may be looking at you like you're just focusing on your emotions, and that you might be making your choices, your decisions based off of your feelings and or your intuitions. Now, when we clarify, we get this Six of Swords in the reverse position. So, This indicates that you are not moving away from a bad situation in which you should be moving away from. Okay? Now, a lot of times with this particular card, maybe you feel like you don't have the appropriate resources in order to make such a move. Sometimes this is about making excuses about, well, I can't because of this, or I can't because of that. You know, sometimes you have a very logical reason for why you're stuck within the situation, but sometimes you, with this particular energy, you're just simply sitting there and you're not doing anything, and you've been given good advice and yet you're not taking it. It's like some people get stuck in a situation and they just, some people can't see their way out, and some just, they act like they want to get out of it, but yet they don't do anything to get out of it. Now, that's not for all of you, okay? That's going to resonate with a few of you. Now, for the most of you, this can indicate that perhaps you come upon a difficulty, and this could be work-related, resource-related, where you know, it is making it harder for you to move along. Now, a lot of times this is a card that's more in our mind. It can very much be in our physical circumstances, but this can also be a card where it's more in our mind, where we know we need to get out of a particular situation. We know we need to move on, but yet we keep staying. We keep rationalizing and making excuses to ourselves as to, you know, maybe I can make it work. Maybe this person will change. Yada, yada, yada. You know, you just got to know when to stop bargaining and when to just pack your shit and get to moving, you know. Excuse my French, but, you know, for, you know, again, you know, this can be mental. So it can all be done in the mind for those of you that are just simply stuck on the negative thinking and thinking you can't get out of a situation when really you can. You can get out of it. But, you know, this could be fed by the fear. You can get out of the situation. There's always a way out. Sometimes you may have to drop the pride and ask for help, though. You never know unless you ask. Okay, so this position is hopes or fears, and here we have the Eight of Coins. So, Eight of Coins, practice makes perfect. This is about us having a set of skills, a skill or a set of skills, and these skills can make money for us, and they can also get us some recognition as well. But we can definitely financially profit from this skill or set of skills. And overall, the message is to continue working on the skills because practice makes perfect. Now, clarifying, we get the Hanging Man in the reverse position. So the Hanging Man is about a huge change has taken place within us, and we are no longer the same person that we were before. And yet there is a tendency to cling to our old image because it's what is familiar. Perhaps there's fear of going into the unknown, fear of just being accepted as who you are now as opposed to who you were. Okay? So this seems like a bit of a fear and a hope together, because the Eight of Coins is a very positive card, but with the Hanging Man in reverse, you know, maybe some of you feel like, okay, I've invested so much in this career and this job, You know, I've gotten so many skills, and maybe some of you might feel like, but I feel like at the end of the day, it's just not fulfilling me. Maybe it's just not who I am anymore. Maybe some of you fear that you don't want to keep practicing because you may feel like it's not what you ultimately want to do for the rest of your life, work-wise. So, yeah, finances definitely seem to be the main focus of this reading. Well, you know, we got a loss, some betrayal, but I'm feeling that for a lot of you, it's definitely coming from work or from the home life, personal situations. So, but there definitely seems to be an emphasis on work. Okay, so for the final outcome, we have the Queen of Wands. So, typically the Queen of Wands is a Leo. She's very dominant. She's got that personality that when she walks into a room, she don't even have to say a word, and people will automatically just turn and look at her because she's very dominant. She's got a commanding type of presence. Okay, so you could be dealing with someone like this in the future, or you could be channeling this particular queen's energy. If you're dealing with a person like this, please do know that they could be male or female, okay? But it would be someone with a Leo type of temperament, someone that would have a very commanding presence, someone who becomes the center of attention even if they don't want to be, you know? Some of them like to be the center of attention, and some of them don't, but they just automatically get it, no matter where they go. Now, with the Queen of Wands, she is very good at creating, manifesting, and materializing a new path, a new direction to go in. So, for me, I feel that a lot of you guys may decide to take your future into your own hands, and you may just decide, you know what, I think I'd rather have a job like this, or I think I'd rather have a situation like this, and you're going to go after it. You're going to go down this new path, this new direction. But hey, with this particular type of card and this energy, whatever you want can be yours. As long as you put the positive thought there and you believe and you know that it'll happen, it will happen. Yep, like the law of attraction. Yeah. Because the Queen of Wands, she creates new directions and new paths. And she does this through manifestation. So, kick back if you want. Think about what you want. Make it like a little daydream if you want, you know, or a little fantasy, whatever it may be. But hey, if you actually believe it, be very detailed about what you want. And then let it go. And you'll be surprised at the things that can happen and the very things that you ask for, how they come to fruition. Give it a try. So, we clarify we have the Two of Swords in the reverse position. So, this definitely indicates that there was some indecision, having a hard time making a choice, and the choice is now made. So, my feeling is that a lot of you are probably going to go down a different path. And maybe it's one that you choose to create. And this could be a path that is one of personal happiness or one of, work and career happiness, whatever it may be. But, there is a choice to be made. Perhaps you have, a couple opportunities you can choose from. A lot of times when this card's in the upright position, we've come to a point of indecision where we can't make up our minds, so we need to weigh the pros and the cons of each decision, each choice. But now that it's in the reverse, it shows that a decision will be made. Now, something else, be careful, okay? Whatever you choose to do, be very careful who you share that with, okay? Be very careful on who you share it with, because this particular energy, we want to get out of it, okay? We want to get out of it. So don't share your decision with just anybody, okay? Let's keep this on the down low, stay mum about it, Don't tell anybody unless you know you can trust them with every fiber of your being, okay? Be careful. Okay, for the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. So typically the King of Swords, he can be a judge, he can be a lawyer, prosecutor, he can even be government, like a, police officer. But more times than not, he's, someone that we find in the legal field, judge, lawyer. Now, since he's in the upright, this is very good. Very, very good. So, if you happen to have any type of legal cases that you might be encountering, this is a positive, because at least it would indicate that the lawyer that you have, the judge that you have, would be a good one. They wouldn't be corrupt, okay? So that's very positive. Now, just in general, this king, he takes his time when it comes to making a choice, when it comes to making a decision on something, because he's going to listen to all parties, or, for instance, if this is you may be weighing, should I do this? Should I do that? The King of Swords will definitely look at the pros and cons to each choice or each person's side, whatever it may be, and they will make a choice once they have come to a conclusion, but they do not rush to do that. They make sure they have all the info. They use their reasoning ability and their logic, and they take their time, because they want to make sure that they're giving a fair and honorable judgment, decision, assessment, whatever it may be. So for some of you, you could be dealing with someone of this type of character. This could be someone that could be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Doesn't have to be. It could just be the general energy. But with it in the upright position, this is a very good thing, that things will be fair. And when it comes to arguments, just be, be flexible. Now, we have the Five of Wands in the reverse position to clarify. So when the Five of Wands is actually in the upright position, this would indicate, struggles and confusion and conflicts, like never-ending conflict. So now that it's in the reverse position, it can show that now there is an end to the struggling. There is an end to the confusion. There is an end to the conflicts. You can sit down and perhaps have a mediator, potentially, to solve a conflict that you've been having, or to help you to where you're not confused anymore. Yeah. Or you could have been going through a period where you've been struggling and you've been very confused, and perhaps you took on the King of Swords energy, and maybe you decided to start weighing the pros and the cons of everything, and that helped you get through that confusion and those struggles. Okay, so I have love oracle cards for the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are single. First one is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. And you gotta love yourself first. Let go of control issues. Allow the situation to unfold naturally. Yeah, that's very good advice, because sometimes the more you try to control something, the more it can become uncontrollable. So it can make it worse. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So yes, this would be indicative of, hey, I'm ready for my soulmate. I'm tired of messing with all these people that are just not being genuine. You know, I want the real thing. So that is for the singles. Now, this is for the Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs that are in a relationship or married. Religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. So sometimes this can definitely indicate that perhaps the person that you're with or married to could have a different type of spiritual path than you, or, you know, your religious upbringings were probably totally different. That doesn't mean it's all doom and gloom, because you never know. A lot of people will convert. Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. So yeah, for those of you who are already in relationships or married, maybe you just need to express your love. Maybe you're busy and you don't always have the time to express yourself the way that you should. So if you're having problems in the personal life, this might be some good advice. You know, take a time out and let your significant other know just how much you really love them, because that can help a situation tremendously. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. So yeah, I'm going to say this is probably for those of you who are in a relationship, probably a relationship that is somewhat new. But yes, slowly revealing yourself and getting to know. And the bond, in fact, does deepen. It's a slow process, but slow but steady wins the race, okay? Okay, I hope this has helped. Keep your heads up, okay? Because it's going to get better. It's absolutely going to get better. And like I said, I feel like a lot of you, this is definitely more of a work situation, but I feel that some of you, this is taking place in your home life as well. So just know that this storm will pass. It's going to pass. And everything's going to be okay. There is hope. You may decide to go in a different direction, but at the end of the day, do what you know is right for you, and only you know that, okay? So don't lose hope, because things are going to get better. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next month. I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.